So many women come to me and say, Tracy, I am so frustrated. All of a sudden it feels like overnight my arms got flabby. So if you ever have had that thought or had that experience, this is for you. Hello, gorgeous girl. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Tracy. I'm a 49-year-old mom to a 4-year-old. I've also been a certified personal trainer and Pilates instructor since the 90s. So for over 25 years, I have been training people, and I know what it takes to help women get results quickly to look and feel their absolute best. And I want to start this off with a little bit of story time. You know, a couple years ago, I felt like I was doing all the things. I had my baby. I think at that time she was probably about like 2.5. And I was like, oh, what the heck is going on? I started feeling like I was losing muscle tone in my arms. And I did have that thought of like, maybe this is just age. That's not the case. There are reasons why we might be getting flabbier arms as we age, but I'm gonna break down things that you can do right away to help mitigate this and to look and feel your absolute best. And I want this to be the summer of you being in self-love, feeling sexy, feeling strong, feeling like the best version of you, and no more hiding. So let's talk about why you might suddenly be noticing that your arms have gotten a little bit flabbier. The first reason is, of course, decreased muscle tone. Unfortunately, as we age, it's very, very common for women to start losing muscle mass. There are many reasons why this happens, but this does not mean that all is lost. You know, I've seen so many videos on social media where you see people that started exercising in their 60s, and then they're like in their 80s and their 90s, they're fitter, they're doing gymnastics, they're competing in bodybuilding competitions. So my point is, do not let that mosquito thought enter your brain that you are too old and that this is your fate. It is not. A really huge reason why we start losing muscle mass is because of hormonal changes that happen when you're in perimenopause and menopause. The frustrating thing for women is that, especially when perimenopause strikes, many of us don't even realize that we have entered that transition of life. You know, for many women, research has shown that you can start entering perimenopause 10 to 15 years before your final period. And with that transition, that means that there are fluctuation and changes in our hormone levels that can absolutely affect our muscle mass. Decreases in estrogen and in our testosterone levels play a huge role in how lean and how strong our muscles are. And all of that makes it easier for us to gain weight. And even if you always had strong arms, all of a sudden feeling like, why is my arm all flabby? Let's talk about collagen. A natural part of aging is that our skin changes and we start losing the elasticity and the natural collagen in our skin, which kind of helps to like bring everything tight and toned and bring it together. Now, we often talk about that when it comes to our skin and our face, right? We're all like taking collagen supplements and doing things to, you know, increase collagen and tighten up our skin. But the same can happen all over our body. It's natural, but again, it's not something you have to accept. And one of the final factors why you might all of a sudden be noticing that your arms have gotten a little bit flabbier, or it's kind of like a two-parter. It's number one, your genetics. Some people are just more predisposed to carrying weight in their arms or in other parts of their body. Have you ever noticed you have a friend who it's like, she'll always complain about her butt? I was that girl, right? And then, you know, with age, it was like, oh, my butt is actually fine. It was like my midsection, I started noticing changes there. This is all very, very normal. Your genetics actually do play a part in this, and also just your overall fat distribution can cause you to suddenly have this feeling of having flabbier arms. So now we're gonna get into what you can actually do to tighten and tone up those arms and shave a few years off of your bod. Number one, we're gonna actually start with nutrition. You know, as we get older, our protein needs actually increase. Because of the natural loss of muscle mass in our bodies as we age naturally, we actually want to start increasing our protein intake. Now, these can come from animal or plant sources, but a really good rule of thumb is to have about 1/2 gram up to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Now, I personally prefer going into the 1 gram per pound. I just find that it's easier math for me. But really, you know, a really good kind of baseline for you is to try to have your meals to have about 30 grams of protein. Now, I am not a macro tracker. You will not find me using an app to do any of that, but it's really, really easy to figure this out just by estimating. One egg has 6 grams of protein. So if you're having a 3-egg omelet, you're having about 18 grams of protein. Fruits and vegetables also have minimal, but some protein as well. Beans and legumes naturally have protein in them. And if you're having about 6 ounces of an animal-based protein, whether it be a chicken, turkey, or a fish, that's gonna give you roughly about 25 grams of protein. And most of us are probably having a little bit more than 6 ounces, to be honest. So don't get crazy with the tracking and the counting, but try to have just an idea. One thing I like doing is just trying to incorporate protein into each meal so that I'm supporting healthy muscle retention and lean muscle mass. Now, of course, we can't talk about having flabby arms without talking about exercising. Now, we know that we cannot spot reduce. However, inside my fitness membership, Total Body Transformation, we have workouts that are focused on your arms. Yes, you're gonna be getting that overall fat loss. However, when you focus and do maybe a 10 or a 15-minute arm workout a couple times a week, if that is an area that you really wanna focus on, you absolutely will see improvement. So whether you're using free weights or you're using bands or you're using a Pilates ring, focusing on working your arms from all angles, it's what's going to give you that sort of leaner, longer, and really what I like to call that more like dancer-like looking arm. I will tell you that here on YouTube, I have often been called the queen of arms. And that's really because the way I like to work the body is to kind of create that sort of naturally slim and strong look. It's not going to be the look if you like someone that looks cut, looks ripped, looks like they're making gains. That's not really the look that I usually go for. It's more lean and long and almost like you're just naturally slim and strong, if that makes sense. And especially when it comes to the arms, that's because I really like to focus on the definition between your shoulder, your bicep, and your tricep. So if you haven't already checked out TBT, I'll leave the information up here and also down below in the description box. If you don't know where to get to the description box, underneath the title here, there's going to be a little thing that says more right by the title. Just tap on that more and you will see everything down there below. Another way to really improve the appearance of having flabby arms is actually your posture. I know that sounds kind of counterintuitive, but think about it. We're at screens a lot. Maybe you're carrying children, right? Heavy bags. So all of these things on a repetitive basis can really do some damage with your posture. Now, I'm a former dancer and also a Pilates instructor since the 90s. And what we always say in Pilates is collarbones wide, shoulders down your back, abdominals lifted up and in, and just kind of having that line across, thinking of the shoulders going down your back and then that little lift up. And also practicing good posture, not only is it going to make you look longer and leaner, but it's also going to help support your skeletal muscles so that you are using the right things at the right time. A lot of the reasons why many people, especially as we get older, we say that we have back pain, it's actually because we have loss of muscle in our abs, and then therefore our back is doing all of the work. It's kind of like what I like to call body math. Another hot tip for you, and some of you might know about this, but some of you, this might be great information for you. There's a way to kind of trick your arms into looking a lot slimmer and stronger. So if you're taking a picture and you're like with your family and you're here and you're pressing that arm into your body, your arm looks a little bit bigger, right? But watch what happens when I'm not giving you the teapot, but I just slide that hand up my thigh just a little bit. We are creating a little bit of angle and it creates the appearance of having a slimmer arm. So think about that the next time you get pictures taken. So we're eating healthy, we are practicing good posture, we are exercising, but also our skin can play a role. Remember we talked about the loss of elasticity and collagen that naturally occurs with aging. So it's really, really important, especially during the menopause transition, that you are moisturizing your skin and you're taking really, really good care of your skin. Our skin is our largest organ, so make sure that you find quality products that really help to moisturize and hydrate your skin from the inside out. I was recently gifted the Augustinus Bader body cream, and when I tell you that is luxe, and it made such a difference in my skin. It was so hydrating that I felt like I really only needed to use it like every other day, and it's fantastic. So if you haven't checked it out, I would say definitely check that out. I'll leave it linked down below in the description. But also you can do natural things like using castor oil or coconut oil on your body. Now with these oils, one little hot tip for you is try to make sure that when you're applying oils to your body that your skin is just a little bit damp when you're applying them. It really helps the absorption It makes you not stain your clothes as much, and it also just has your body really take in those oils. So that's a really good hot tip for you. Now, I know I probably don't have to say this, but also making sure you're protecting your sun and using sunscreen. You know, I know that there are benefits from vitamin D and for our mood and overall health for getting some sun, but I live in Miami and there is no way that I'm gonna be out all day long and damaging my skin. Sun damage contributes to bagging and sagging in our skin, and our arms are no different. So, you know, I love using the Supergoop Mineral. It's called the resetting powder. So every time before I go out for a walk, I use that resetting powder all over my face, my chest, and my arms, just to really make sure that I'm protecting my sun from any sun damage, which can really lead to that sagging and loss of elasticity that none of us want. Now, you might not want to hear this and you might not see the connection, but this is so key. And I know we're talking about arms here, but if you are stressed out, and I do even mean stressed out about your body, you are actually doing more harm than good. You know, one of my missions on this channel is that you really love your body, love your life, and are really proud of whatever age and stage of life that you are in. And too often I see women saying, you know, like, oh, I feel terrible, I'm getting older, or really just talking so much about themselves. And all of those negative thoughts and beliefs and focusing on really the wrong things can really raise your stress levels and therefore affect all of your hormones. Chronic stress definitely can create hormonal imbalance, it can cause weight gain, and just generally will make you feel like. So yes, we want to make sure that we're incorporating, you know, proper nutrition and exercise, hydration for our skin, but it's also really important that you're looking at your mind-body connection. Love the body that you are in. You know, I say this to my women inside of Total Body Transformation all the time. We can't just appreciate our body when we reach some kind of goal. The goal is to feel happy and to feel good in our skin right now, even if you are wanting to make physical changes to your body. Does that make sense? You know, when I was in my teens and 20s, I really had terrible self-esteem and awful body image, and definitely suffered from body dysmorphia. And so I would always tell myself things like, oh, I'll be happy when I reach X weight, or I'll only be happy if I'm thin like this. And I robbed myself of years of happiness and joy in my life when I should have just been really happy and living my life and experiencing life and feeling so good. So that's why I'm so committed to women feeling good about their body. Yes, you can love your body even when you want to make changes. So if you are a woman right now saying, oh gosh, my arms, I hate them, look at that language, okay? And start saying, you know what? I am ready to feel stronger. I am ready to make improvements in my body. And I love my arms because my arms allow me to hug my family. My arms allow me to walk, right? My arms are a part of my body, and this is my home. So you are worthy of feeling good no matter what age, no matter what size, no matter what stage of life you are in now. And making sure that we are managing our stress levels is key to having a healthy body and to not having flabby arms. And lastly, yes, we are going to talk about weight here. Now, I teach weight loss, I teach health and wellness, and I don't even own a scale. So I'm not talking about a number, but I'm saying what is a sustainable, the happy weight for you or the happy size for you. In my case, because I don't have a number to really base that on, it's just how do I feel my best? How do I feel in my clothes? How do I feel if I'm in a swimsuit? How do I feel in my favorite outfits? Those for me are better markers, but if you are a person that likes to weigh yourself, what I always suggest to my students and clients is don't overdo it. You know, when I was struggling with my body image, I used to weigh myself multiple times a day, and your body weight can fluctuate up to 6 pounds in just one day. And factor in, you know, your hydration and hormonal shifts and changes, it can make you really feel crazy. So whatever you can do to make sure that you stay at a healthy and sustainable weight is great. Make sure that you're checking your nutrition. If weight loss is your goal, I actually have a free class. I'll leave it linked here and down below in the description box that you can check it out. And that's again, if weight loss is your goal. So making sure that you're at a healthy and sustainable weight that makes you feel your best is going to really reduce your overall fat and help to reduce that appearance of flabby arms. Now, I've got loads and loads of arm workouts that you can check out here on my channel and of course inside of TBT. And if you want to keep hanging out with me here on YouTube, make sure to check out this video next, and I'll see you there.